Hello, this is the review of the Montblanc 146 UNICEF version 2017 edition. As you can see, this is the UNICEF theme with the gems, sapphire stone on the cap, and this different alphabets, and a snow cap logo that shows that this is a Montblanc pen. The packaging is very elegant, it has the UNICEF theme, school theme, and it's just very detailed and just looks very amazing. It comes in this clamshell box and a service guide. Montblanc comes in and a booklet with UNICEF theme as well. And the clamshell box. That's usually what most Montblanc pens come in. And yeah, now let's get into the pen itself. The pen is very elegant. It's a platinum trim UNICEF version. There's been gold trims. There's been so many versions in the past. And on the band it says Montblanc Meisterstuck. When it comes to just how elegant it just looks very elegant with the platinum trim. The clip is very stiff, like most Montblanc 146s, and you have the sapphire stone, which looks very aligned. Then you have the different alphabets going with the UNICEF theme, which goes very well. It looks kind of seamless. That's what I liked about it. And you have the snow cap logo. This is a piston filler, and let's get to the nib. The nib is just gorgeous. There's a two-tone nib. As you can see, it says 4810. That's the height of the Montblanc mountain in meters. Then it doesn't say what nib it is. It's a medium nib. Montblanc nibs don't have identifiers, but this is a medium nib. And it's a plastic feed as well. The nib section is also pretty good. It's comfortable for most people, and it has a striated ink window for the piston filler so you can see how much ink you have left. In terms of how this holds, it's pretty comfortable. This is a comfortable size for most people, and I agree with that. If you have smaller hands, it might be a little bit bigger for you, but in terms of just normal hands, usually it's very comfortable. Even if you have smaller hands, because of its lightweight, it's very comfortable. When posted, it is still very comfortable because it's a fully resin pen. Even the piston rod is plastic, so this makes it very lightweight. Maybe too lightweight for some people, but it's a very lightweight pen. Now let's get into general comparisons. First we have the Lamy Safari, which is not a small pen to begin with. Then we have the Pelikan N1005, which is very classic to look at. Then we have the Sailor 1911 Large, which comparison is width. And these all pens, custom 823, these all pens are in the same hemisphere in terms of the market, but they're in the same price, because Montblanc is usually always more expensive. Then it has the Montblanc 49, which is his older brother, which you can see is a lot thicker than the 146. Now, when they're uncapped, as you can see, the 146 is similar size with all of these pens, except for like the Custom 83, which is a lot longer. And in terms of the nib itself, they're pretty amazing to look at. And when they're posted, as you can see, I don't post my pens. If you do, this is a comparison to see how they measure up in the market. But I usually don't post my pens. In terms of nibs and nib sections, you can see 146 is similar to the Custom 83, M805, and the 1911 Large, and it's a lot slimmer than the 149 for obvious reasons. But it doesn't flare out like the other pens. Like I do wish it would flare out a little bit, just like the M805, which makes it a lot more comfortable to write with. Even though it's still comfortable, it could be better. They all have plastic feeds as well. And compared to 149, has this number 6 size nib compared to number 9 size nib on the 149. They're both very beautiful nibs, as you can see. And as you can see by the nib section, 149 is a lot thicker, which makes it bigger for most people. And it's not longer, it's just thicker. As I said, this is a piston filler, so I inked it up with Montblanc Jazz Blue. And it's pretty easy to ink up. and holds pretty good enough ink. Not a lot of ink as most people think, but it's enough for just casual writing. This is a top-down view of my handwriting, and I'll do a side view as well. It's the Montblanc 146 UNICEF version 2017 edition. This is no longer available. You can get it only secondhand. This is how I got it, because when you get a retail, it's very expensive, like most Montblanc pens. And this is a 14 karat nib, not 18 karat nib. These nibs used to be 18 karat only in France in the past because of the law they have there. For there to be considered a solid gold nib, it has to be at least 18 karat gold nib. But in terms of now, Montblanc nibs, they're all 14 karat nibs for the 146 and 18 karat for the 149. I'm using the Montblanc Jazz Blue, which is a very good blue ink, and it is one of many limited edition blue inks that Montblanc releases. It seems that they always release either blue hue or a red hue. It's usually those colors when it comes to limited edition Montblanc inks. The pen itself has a lot of feedback in comparison to like M805, but it's not like toothiness, if that makes sense. When it comes to reverse writing, it's not really made for that. It's less scratchier. And there's not that much line variation, which is known for most modern Montblanc nibs. Their older nibs, their vintage nibs, were more soft, but the modern nibs are very stiff. And it says medium wetness, and this is a German pen, so in the Western market is usually a lot more wet than its counterparts. And this is a side view of the pen writing, so that for people that enjoy the side view. And the nib is just gorgeous to look at. I like the two-tone nib. The two-tone makes it very classic, even if the entire pen is platinum trim. The whole trim just is very classic. It's not too extravagant like other versions of the UNICEF versions that have come out in the past. So this is one of the reasons why I got this pen, because it looks very classic. The nib can be a little bit better if it had less feedback. It's not just audible feedback with the Montblanc nibs. Like Sailor nibs, it's usually mostly audible and it's very smooth. But the 146, there is some physical feedback as well. It's not just audible feedback. Now let's get into pros and cons. First pro is the nib. The nib, like I mentioned, is just gorgeous to look at. It's a reliable nib, especially for people that have harder handwriting and not people with soft handwriting. So this goes well for those people, and it's just very reliable. Next, we have size and weight. There's a size and weight, like I said, it has a plastic piston as well. So its entire pen is made of resin, or what they call precious resin. So it's very lightweight, and the size is pretty good for most people. When it comes to piston filler, it holds more ink than a cartridge converter, but not as much as you think. It's about like 1.2, 1.3 if you max it out. But most people, when they ink it up, it's usually like 1.2 millimeters of ink, which is a lot, but it's not as much as you think it is. When it comes to history and looks, obviously Montblanc is widely known throughout the world with that snowcap logo. So you have the prestige factor and the social status factor, if that's what you're looking for. And another good thing about this brand in itself is that it remains its value. So if you decide to buy this pen or similar like limited edition UNICEF versions and you decide you don't want it anymore, you can usually get similar price for what you paid when you sell it back, because the Montblanc nibs and Montblanc pens tend to remain its value over time, or go up if it's a limited edition. Another pro is that it's supporting a good cause, supporting UNICEF, which makes it a very great pen purchase. But I did not buy this retail, I bought it secondhand, so I didn't really contribute that much in that. When it comes to the cons, they mentioned it's a precious resin pen, which is another word for being plastic. The problem with that is this is a very expensive pen, and the entire pen is made of plastic. My problem isn't just the body that's made of plastic, it's that the piston rod is made out of plastic. I wish it was made out of brass so it's more reliable, just like the Pelican pistons, and even with the Custom 83, it's not a plastic rod. So the brass makes it a lot more reliable, and I wish Montblanc did that like they used to do in the past. And another factor is that's con is that it's difficult to clean because you can't unscrew the nib section as easy as you can unscrew it on like M85 or M1005 or other Pelican pens, because you need proprietary tools to unscrew it. As you can see in the video, you see those two parallel holes. Those are made for tools to be inserted and unscrew the nib. So you can't do it on your own. You can buy those tools on eBay or something, but you're breaking the warranty. And I wish Montblanc makes it accessible for us to just switch out the nibs and easily clean it, or just switch out, like unscrew the nibs. Because you can't unscrew it, you have to keep cleaning it traditional way of how you ink the pen, which can be tedious. And the last con is the price. This is, keep this in mind, this is a limited edition that's no longer available. This retail for $870, which is very expensive. This is like near the $149 starting price for regular gold versions. So, a very expensive pen, and obviously, like they say, it supports UNICEF, portion of it goes through it, but obviously you're paying at least 40% for just the Montblanc brand name. And as I mentioned, it's a plastic pen all around, even the piston, and has a number 6 size nib. Even though it's a gold nib, it is not an $870 worth of gold nib. So it doesn't justify that price at that point. But everyone knows when you're buying a Montblanc pen, you're paying for the brand name. And I have Montblanc pens, but I bought them all secondhand because usually you can buy them secondhand or discount from certain retailers, which I recommend over buying it full retail price, because I think it is very overpriced when you buy it full retail. That was it for my review for my Montblanc 146 UNICEF 2017 edition. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.